like I don't need to prove to anyone else like I'm good enough to be in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like I only need to prove to myself like it's okay. Go there, beat another tough guy. You know, because all my fights is against tough people, and that's it.
Christopher De Santiago with MMA Allender. Today we're talking to LFA title challenger and Contender Series alumni, Allan Mini Begosso. Allan, how's it going today?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me again here, and always good to talk to you.
Of course, man. The pleasure is all mine. Obviously you're there at the UFC PI. I saw that on Instagram that you ran into Dana White. What was that conversation like?
Oh man, I was very, I saw him when I fought on the Contender series, but it wasn't the experience I wanted to talk to him, But I saw him here, and it was like very nice to see him. Like the talk it wasn't too long, but I just like thank him like for everything he did on this sport. You know what I mean? Like, and people think like he don't care for the fighters, but when you're inside here to UFC PI, you can see all the treatments the UFC fighters have, and you can complain. We fighting outside for UFC, like we see these guys like when you come inside here UFC PI, like why everyone wants to be here. You know what I mean? Like, and that's part of his job. You know what I mean? Like, so I just thank him and I told him like like I can't wait to work here. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. And the last time that we talked, you were in California training over there. Now you're at the PI in Vegas. What's been the best thing about Vegas, and what do you like most about training at the PI?
To be honest, like the best thing here is the CPI. You know what I mean? Like you can train, like I told you, like we can train and we can recover, we can eat good. You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of killer guys like to train. Uh, I'm training even with Farid Bashar. I fought him on Contender Series, but I came here and I was able to train with him. Learn, see what he found in our fight. You know what I mean? Like the mistakes I did, and like and fix it. And so I met a lot of people, a lot of good people here. Everyone is nice. So I like it here. I don't go out too much. Like people think about Vegas, they think like you go party like every day,
Gambling
but
and off the sides.
yeah, exactly. But it's not like that. Like I have been eating good, training good, focus. And just getting ready for my chance here. And now focus on my LFA fight as well.
hmm You told me that a few weeks ago, like you helped Cody Garbrandt train, for his last fight. Who have you been working with specifically for this upcoming fight?
Uh so I have been. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I have been training with Cody, Alex Perez. Like uh, I did it. Couple of trainings and syndicate too as well. I did a few rounds with Breno Moreno, so I have doing good rounds. You know what I mean? Like I don't train like every day with these guys, but I have been around of these guys. You know what I mean? Like I mean Cody, I'm more close. You know what I mean? Like he gonna be in my corner as well. So we always train together and we train good.
Awesome, man.
Uh,
You
I
know,
train
you're
I train I train with Luana too. So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we train a lot together. She's my like my my main partner.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And your next fight, it's coming up on Friday. You're fighting former UFC fighter Albert Morales. I believe he's the most experienced fighter that you faced. Did you know about him before you signed the contract?
Yeah, I know. I know him. I watch it. I remember watching his fights on UFC. I watch it like he fought Thomas Almeida. I was
hmm
watching live this fight, so yeah, that what keeps me excited. A lot of people told me like that's a tough fight for now in your spot, because you was about like to sign with UFC, you know what I mean, like because coming from good win, But that what makes me motivate. I like the fight. I took the fight, and I'm looking forward to finish him. He talks so much.
Hmm. How do you overcome the experience gap? Because I believe he has like 20, 25 or close to 30 fights, man. Like, how do you overcome the gap in experience?
Sorry, sorry. Can you say again?
Oh yeah, like how do you plan to like overcome the experience gap? Because he does have a lot more fights than you. What do you need to do to get the win over a guy that has a lot more fights?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not worried with that. You know what I mean? Like we talk about experience. Like I have been fighting since my 9 years old. You know what I mean? Like I have, yeah, people don't know, but I have like a lot of kickboxing fights as well. And I have been training with the UFC champions. You know what I mean? Like I have been training with all level guys. You know what I mean? Like science champion of the world and beginners. So I have all the experience as well. You know what I mean? Like I don't have much fight MMA fight as him, but you know, I I I I better like I already train and inspired guys like him, like and better than him or worse than him, like in the gym. You know what I mean? So that don't gonna affect me so much.
Hmm. And this fight's a co-main event. A lot of eyes on it. It's on the UFC Fight Pass. How do you see this fight playing out on Friday?
Can you say again? Sorry.
How do you see this fight on Friday playing out for you? Like how and how can you get the win against a guy like him?
Chris, all my fights, you know how it is. Like I signed with LFA in 2020. I have been almost like uh, 4 or 5 years fighting there, and all my fights have been nominated for LFA Fans Choice. So I always try to get a finish. Always, that's my main plan every fight. So if it not happen, it's gonna be a tough fight. But if it happens, I will finish him.
Hmm. And I see that a lot of fighters are getting signed to Contender Series in the fall. Like a lot of regional fighters like yourself are getting the call for Contender Series. If you get a win over a guy like Morales, do you feel like that pushes you to Contender Series maybe in the fall?
To be honest, Chris, that's not my plan. You know what I mean? Like, I won't reject. If there's what a UFC want, like I go through Contender again, I go. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say no, but that's not my plan. I wanna finish him and sign with UFC. Short notice, whatever, 135, 145. I don't care. You know what I mean? Give me my spot. I'm at the UFC level already. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like even my fight against Farid, I don't think we're supposed to do continuously. I think we're supposed to do a debut on UFC. Like both of us. You know what I mean? Like I have been fighting like 2 times for LFA title. You know what I mean? Like I think like that's what I put in my mind for this fight. Like I don't need to prove to anyone else like I'm good enough to be in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like I only need to prove to myself like eh, it's okay. Go there, beat another tough guy, because all my fights is against tough people, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm. For sure. And you've been nominated for Knockout of the Year in the LFA, like I believe 2 times already. Do you have a favorite knockout in your career?
I say like all my career, I dream to have like a flying knockout and spinning elbow. Like my last fight, I hit the spinning elbow. I didn't knock out the guy, but was close. It's because it was like 10 seconds to finish the fight. But if it was early, I will have this one on my list too. But between, I think the flying knee was my main dream to have like a knockout like that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And on Friday, do you have a walkout song picked out for when you walk out to the cage?
Yes, I do. It's they say like follow trying to find my lucky. You know what I mean? Like it's a Portuguese song, but that's kind of like the translation.
Another question I had for you, man. I saw that you've been working with Full Violence. You're not just a fighter; you're like a fashion model now. How did that come about?
Yeah, like everything started happening like, yeah, suddenly. You know what I mean? Like I took a few photos, then it started happening. Then they need a translator too. Like I'm so glad I learned English in America too. So I remember our first interview, my English probably was worse. You know what I mean? Like so now it's good. So they start work with Charlie Oliveira as well. Then I start translate for them. Like the interviews. Then everything started happening. Now like I'm not just I'm looking like to do things like outside of the only my career. You know what I mean? Like because I'm young, 28. I'm gonna turn 29 this year, but I'm looking forward like to start new things too as well. So I wanna be a good manager. I wanna help another athletes to get their dream. So that's one thing I'm focused on side.
Hmm. Yeah, your English is definitely amazing, man. And like I could see it too. Like you've been really working on it. Who do you think helped you out the most in learning English?
I think the opportunities, you know what I mean? Like so much opportunities started happening like when I started talking to people, you know what I mean? Like when you're talking to people like and you tell your history, you tell your goals, you tell like how you feel, like everything happened, you know what I mean? Like everything started happening. So if I come to you like you work for some company like and you like fight and I say, hey, you know, that's that's my history or that's my athlete, that's what I'm working, that's my goal. So a lot of opportunities open, you know what I mean? Like so I think that's the most thing, you know what I mean? And talk to people, you know what I mean? Like that's everything, man.
Hmm. I asked Luana Santo this about her tattoo on her like arm of what's the tattoo on your right shoulder right here?
On my right shoulder, that's my history. So
That's cool.
this guy is me walking, like in the top is my mom like looking in top of the city, like here here it's 011's my first gym I started training. So that's kind of like my city and my history, like I started young going following my dream, my mom looking for me. And you know i I wanna add I fought for UFC here soon.
Ooh, nice, man. Nice. That looks very cool. How many hours did it take for them to do that tattoo?
Oh, about like I mean I went there 2 days straight back to back, and I think like 8 hours each day.
Awesome, man. That's very cool. Do you think you're gonna get like another sleeve on the other arm?
I have the lion here. Yeah, but my favorite one is the Popeye with my name,
Cool, very cool, man.
like this one.
Nice. Do you eat like a lot of spinach during your training camps? I know Popeye likes to eat the spinach, but do you do that for your training camp?
I don't do much. I do a lot of argula.
Awesome, man. Well, Alan, I think that's all the questions I had for you, man. It's been a fun interview. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
I want to thank you. Like thank you. Always be thankful. For everyone rooting for me who follow my journey, or follow the sport. The MMA, and it's you know they are part of the dream. Like when we do what we do, they're part of this dream. So I wanna be thankful with everything, and looking forward to put a show